department, IT department means using routing protocol only it will be communicating, otherwise it cannot communicating from one network to another network. So first of all we can go to that CSE department and configure the EIGRP routing protocol. Before going to configure the EIGRP routing protocol into CSE department, we have to know two things. In IP version 4 we will not give any router ID, but in IP version 6 we have to give the router ID and no shutdown during the configuration of EIGRP routing protocol. Okay, now we can go to the CSE department, enable, go to the global mode. In global mode now we can enable the EIGRP routing protocol. So the syntax for enabling EIGRP routing protocol is IP version 6 space router space EIGRP. Next we can give the autonomous value. So the autonomous system number is 1,265,535. So in that we can give any value. So that value should be same on all the router, then only it forms the neighbor relationship. So here I will give 1, enter. Next I already told you in IP version 6 we have to give the router ID for each router. So the syntax for assigning the router ID is router space router hyphen ID. So the router ID is an 32-bit, that is an IP version 4. So in CSE department I will assign the router ID as 1.1.1. Next we will give no shutdown, because in default IP version 6 routing protocol is shutdown, so we can give no shutdown to enable the EIGRP routing protocol. Exit. Okay, in IP version 4 we can give the direct connector network. For example, in CSE department the direct connector network is 156. So we can go to the global mode, give router EIGRP, then give autonomous system number, then we can give the network net ID, network net ID, network net ID. But in IP version 6 we can go to that particular interface and enable the IP version 6 EIGRP routing protocol. So now we can go to that interface, fast Ethernet 0/0. Now we can enable the EIGRP routing protocol into fast Ethernet 0/0. So the syntax for enabling IP version 6 EIGRP routing protocol in fast Ethernet 0/0 is IP version 6 space EIGRP space the autonomous system number is 1, enter, exit. Okay, next we can go to the WAN network. So we can go to that particular interface serial 0/0/0 IP version 6 space EIGRP 1, exit. Interface serial 0/0/1 IP version 6 EIGRP 1, exit. Okay, now we can configure the EIGRP routing protocol into CSE department. So first of all we can go to the global mode, we can give IP version 6 space EIGRP, then we can give the autonomous system number. Autonomous system number is 1,265,535. So in that we can give any value. So that value is common for all the router, then only it forms the neighbor relationship. Then in IP version 6 we have to remind two things. One is we can assign router ID, next one we can give no shutdown. Don't forget to give these two commands. Okay, after giving this command we can go to that particular interface and enable the EIGRP routing protocol. In IP version 4 we can just give the direct connector network, that network and net ID. But in IP version 6 we can go to that particular interface and enable the EIGRP routing protocol. Okay, now we can go to the IT department and configure EIGRP routing protocol. Enable. Okay, in global mode, so the syntax for configuring EIGRP routing protocol is IP version 6 space EIGRP space router IP version 6 space router Eigrp. So in IT department, in CSE department, we can give the autonomous system number as 1. So the same number can be given as IT department, otherwise it cannot form neighbor relationship. So I will give 1, enter. Next we have to give the router ID. So router-id. Router ID is an 32-bit address, that is an IP version 4 address. So the router ID for IT department I will assign as 2.2.2.2. Next we can enable this protocol using no shutdown. Exit. Okay, now we can configure the Eigrp routing protocol. Now we can go to the direct connected interface of IT department and we can enable the Eigrp routing protocol. So the direct connected interface is fast Ethernet 0/0, serial 0/0/1 and serial 0/0/0. Okay, interface fast Ethernet 0/0. So the syntax for enabling Eigrp protocol is IP version 6 space Eigrp 1. Exit. Next interface serial 0/0/1 0/0/1 IP version 6 Eigrp 1. Exit. Here we can see the neighbor relationship can be formed. Now we can enable the Eigrp routing protocol on serial interface 0/0/0. So we can go to that particular interface serial 0/0/0 IP version 6 Eigrp. The autonomous system number is 1. Exit. Okay, in IT department also we can configure the Eigrp